case in Philadelphia, but my lawyer pays, so I'm fighting it. You niggas bob your head when I write the shit, like cuz dope as fuck. It's my life and shit. We the real sharks, we the real social. These fucking.
What's good, y'all? I'm Hip, and I'm back with another video. Today, we're going to talk about something that I have years of experience with, and that is Suboxone. In this video, I'm going to tell y'all what Suboxone is, how it works, my experience with it, and tips I have for anybody planning on starting Suboxone treatment. If you hadn't yet, hit that subscribe button and get on Team Hip. First of all, what is Suboxone? Suboxone is a medication used for opiate addiction treatment. It's the standard detox medication used in inpatient rehab facilities across the country. Suboxone is a combination of buprenorphine and naloxone. There's also Subutex, which is buprenorphine by itself, so it don't have naloxone in it. Buprenorphine is a partial opiate agonist, which means it partially binds to the opiate receptors in the brain, but not as much as full agonists like heroin, morphine, Percocet, Vicodin, shit like that. Naloxone is an opiate blocker. It comes as either a film or a tablet that you place under your tongue and let it dissolve. And it's a long-acting opiate, so you only take it once, maybe twice a day. You don't have to take it all through the day like other opiates. How does it work? Suboxone works by attaching to the opiate receptors and blocking other opiates from getting in. It reduces cravings and alleviates withdrawal symptoms. It keeps you from doing other opiates. And so if you take a Percocet or a Loratab, something like that, you ain't gonna feel the effects of it. So it's effective in keeping addicts from going and using other opiates, because if you buy something, you're just gonna waste your money because it ain't gonna work. If you take Suboxone too early after using other opiates, like say you did some heroin and then a couple hours later you try and take some Suboxone, it's gonna throw you into withdrawals. It's very strong. Also, if you ain't used to taking opiates or it's been a while since you have, Suboxone is very strong and it will get you high. Usually Suboxone is taken for a short period of time and then patients are tapered down to help them get off of it. But it can be used long term for people with chronic pain. My experience with Suboxone, I started taking subs like 2007, I believe, when I was in rehab. I was coming off methadone, so they gave me Subutex. And they give you the option when you're in rehab if you wanted to come off of it before you leave rehab, or you can stay on it and you'll go to a doctor when you get out and they'll continue your treatment like that. So I chose to come off of it before I went home. It wasn't a good idea because they taper you down, but they didn't have a lot of time. So it really it helped at first because I didn't have withdrawal symptoms because I was on subs. But then like 2.5 weeks in, they take me off of it. And now I'm having full-blown withdrawal symptoms. And now I have to go home like that. So it wasn't cool. I didn't enjoy it at all. But then when I got home, I was clean for 3 months for having debilitating back pain. I had a car wreck years before and I was always high, so I didn't know how bad it was. And 3 months after I got out of rehab, I'm still hurting. Like, it was so bad I couldn't even get out of bed some days. And so I went to a specialist because I knew I couldn't still be having withdrawals. you know, because I done been through this before, so I knew something was wrong. Had CAT scans, MRI, all that. He told me I either had to have back surgery or I should take Suboxone because he knew I didn't want to be on anything. But what he told me, there's no reason you should be in pain every day if you don't have to. And that's one of the things Suboxone is made for. And it's very effective in treating pain as well as opiate addiction. One thing about it, it has a naloxone in it, the opiate blocker. So if you take perks, tabs, shit like that, you ain't gonna get high. But if you plan on doing heroin or something like that, if it's decent heroin, you're gonna get high because it'll override the naloxone in there, and you can still get high if you really want to. But it is a deterrent from getting high. I was on Suboxone for years. I've had to come off of it a few times abruptly by going to jail, and the withdrawal from it is one of the worst I've ever had. The withdrawal from methadone is worse, but other than that, Suboxone is worse than heroin. Heroin withdrawal is more intense, but for the most part, heroin withdrawal symptoms last for a week, 10 days, something like that. But Suboxone withdrawal lasts for, it lasted for at least 2-3 weeks for me. One time it lasted for a month. And it's not fun. It's just like other opiate withdrawals. You got hot and cold flashes. Your body can't regulate your temperature good. Your whole body hurts. Feel like you got the worst flu ever. Anxiety is super bad. It's bad. It's nothing you want to go through. When I got out of jail this last time, I didn't want to be on anything. They put me in an outpatient rehab program, and the pain was getting so bad that if I didn't do something, I was going to end up using again. And so I went, and I am currently on Suboxone now. Some people will say, well, if you're on Suboxone, you ain't really clean. If you feel like that, that's cool. But as far as I go, I think that if you've never been an addict before, you shouldn't really speak on it, because addiction is one of the hardest things you'll ever go through in life. Any addict knows that. And I feel like whatever you have to do to stay clean and not go back to that life, then it's worth it to do it. Now, I didn't want to be on anything, but it was so bad for me. And I talked with my family, with my baby mama and shit. And the way I see it, I'm happy. My family's happy. Way happier than I was in active addiction. And I could care less what anybody on the outside thinks. As long as my family's happy, that's good enough for me. So if people want to say you're not really clean because you're on subs, okay, whatever. I really don't give a fuck about that shit, because I know that I'm better now than I ever was in active addiction. I think Suboxone is a very helpful and useful tool for addiction treatment. I think it's all based on the person, what you want to do, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm way better now than I was as a heroin addict. I know that. I take it for chronic pain because my pain is so bad. And if they was to give me pain pills, like regular pain pills, it don't matter what kind or how much you gave me, I would abuse them. There's also a ceiling effect on Suboxone. After 24 milligrams, you can't get any more feeling off of it. Now, I'm going to give y'all some tips for anybody planning on starting Suboxone treatment. Number one, if you're on Suboxone and you plan on getting off, talk to your doctor and let them taper you down. You don't want to just stop taking it all of a sudden, because you're going to go into withdrawal and you're either going to go find harder drugs to do or you're going to be right back on the subs. Number two, if you take Suboxone too early after your last opiate dose, then you will go into withdrawal. wait at least 12 to 18 hours after your last dose of heroin or whatever opiate it was. Wait till you start feeling moderate withdrawal symptoms before you take it, or you're going to go into withdrawal and you're not going to have a good time. Number 3, be careful drinking alcohol and Suboxone, because it will make you sick. If you drink alcohol with it, you'll be throwing up. Number 4, be careful taking benzos with Suboxone. I wouldn't recommend taking benzos with it, but if you do, be careful, because that's what kills people. I had a doctor one time, and he gave me subs and Xanax bars. That's not the smartest thing to do. That's how people die, is from opiate and benzo, mixing those together. That's how people overdose. So probably shouldn't do that either. And number 5, if you're just starting out taking Suboxone, be careful how much you take it first. I would only take a half, maybe even a quarter piece of it, because it's very strong medicine, and you need to see how your body reacts to it first. And then if you need to take some more, you can take some more, because for the first month when I started out taking it, I was sick every time I would throw up, and that was just on a half of one. So just be careful when you first start taking it, because it's very strong. But that's about all the time we got for today. I appreciate all the love and everybody supporting me. If you hadn't yet, hit the subscribe button, join Team Hip, hit that like button, and let me know if you like this. Comment down below what y'all like me to talk about, and we'll get it popping. Thank y'all. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Migo from it, 100 pounds of weed, Migo from